Most people think walking burns fat only after some magic line on the clock. 20 minutes is nothing, 40 minutes is serious, and somewhere in between, the body supposedly flips a secret switch and suddenly starts melting belly fat like wax under a flame. That idea is comforting. It is also too simple. Your body is not a light switch. It is more like a power grid under pressure, constantly deciding where to pull energy from, how much fuel to burn, how much sugar to clear from the blood, how much fat to release, and how loudly hunger should complain afterward. And the difference between walking for 20 minutes and walking for 40 minutes is not just extra time. It can change the entire conversation happening inside your metabolism. Because the real question is not when your body starts burning fat. Your body is burning some fat right now, even while you sit still. The real question is when walking burns enough energy, improves enough blood sugar control, and creates enough repeated pressure on stored fuel that your body begins to change in a way you can actually see and feel. At 20 minutes, the body wakes up. At 40 minutes, the body starts negotiating. In the first few minutes of walking, your muscles do not ask politely for energy. They start pulling. Blood flow increases. Your breathing deepens. Your heart pumps harder. Not in panic, but like a delivery system suddenly getting urgent orders. Muscles begin using available fuel from the blood and from stored energy inside the muscle itself. This is why even a short walk after sitting can feel like opening a window in a stuffy room. The machinery starts moving, the pipes start clearing. The body remembers that it was built to travel, not just to survive another chair. By the time you reach 20 minutes, something important has already happened. You have burned calories, yes, but that's the least interesting part. Your muscles have become more eager to take in glucose, which means sugar can move out of the bloodstream more efficiently. This is especially powerful after meals, when the blood can become like a crowded highway full of incoming fuel. A 20-minute walk does not need to be heroic to matter. It can act like traffic control. It gives that sugar somewhere to go instead of letting it circle your bloodstream like an impatient driver honking at every organ. But here's the catch. 20 minutes is often enough to improve the moment. It may calm the blood sugar wave, it may reduce the heavy, sleepy feeling after food. It may lift mood, loosen stiffness, and remind your body that energy is meant to be spent. But for many people, 20 minutes is not long enough to create a deep energy drain. It's a spark, not a furnace. It starts the process, but it may not push the body far enough to rely more heavily on stored fat for a meaningful period. Then comes 40 minutes. This is where the walk changes character. The first 20 minutes are often about getting the system online. The next 20 minutes are where the body has to keep paying the bill. The muscles continue demanding energy. The heart continues delivering fuel and oxygen. The body keeps balancing sugar, fat, and stored carbohydrate like a careful accountant watching the numbers tighten. You are still not entering a fantasy fat-burning portal, but the longer you continue at a steady pace, the more your body may lean into fat as part of the fuel mix, especially when the intensity is moderate and sustainable. Think of it like heating a cold house. 20 minutes gets the furnace running. 40 minutes lets the warmth spread into the walls. And this is why people misunderstand fat burning. They want one dramatic moment. They want the minute when fat suddenly loses the argument. But the body does not work like a movie explosion. It works like erosion. Small forces, repeated often, wearing down what looked permanent. One 40-minute walk will not rewrite your metabolism. But 40 minutes done consistently can create more total energy expenditure, more time spent using fuel, more chances to improve insulin sensitivity, and more pressure on the body to release stored energy over days and weeks. However, this is also where the trap begins. More walking does not automatically mean more weight loss if hunger quietly steals the victory afterward. The body is clever. Sometimes after a longer walk, appetite rises. Sometimes you feel like you earned a snack big enough to pay back every calorie and add interest. Biology has a sense of humor, and apparently it is sarcastic. You walk to burn energy, then your brain presents a muffin like it's a medical emergency. This is why the difference between 20 and 40 minutes is not only physical, it is behavioral. 20 minutes is easier to repeat. It feels less threatening. It fits into real life. You can do it after lunch, after dinner, during a phone call, or when your brain is trying to turn into wet cement. The best walk is not the one that sounds impressive once. It's the one you can repeat when life gets messy, when motivation is dead, and when your shoes are looking at you like they know you are lying. 40 minutes has a different power. It gives you more total movement, more calorie burn, more time in that steady metabolic zone, and often a stronger mental shift. Around that point, walking can stop feeling like a task and start feeling like a reset. Stress loosens, cravings can soften, the nervous system may move out of that tight, clenched mode where the whole day feels like a threat. And that matters, because weight loss is not only about fuel, it's also about pressure. Stress, poor sleep, chaotic eating, and constant fatigue can turn the body into a locked warehouse, full of energy but terrible at using it. But now it gets more important. If you're walking to lose fat, the walk is not the whole story. The walk is a signal. It tells your muscles to become more useful. It tells your blood sugar to calm down. It tells your body that energy has somewhere to go. But fat loss happens when that signal is repeated inside a life that doesn't constantly cancel it. If 40 minutes makes you ravenous, exhausted, or likely to quit after 3 days, then 20 minutes may beat it. Not because 20 burns more, but because consistency is a weapon. A small blade used daily cuts deeper than a giant sword you never pick up. So when does your body start burning fat? Sooner than you think, but not in the way you were promised. It burns some during rest. It burns some during walking. It may use a greater share during longer, steady movement. But visible fat loss is not created by the exact minute fat oxidation begins. It is created by the total pattern. How often you walk, how long you keep going, what you eat afterward, how well you sleep, how much sitting surrounds the rest of your day. The body does not judge one walk in isolation. It reads the trend. This is the real formula. 20 minutes is your metabolic doorway. 40 minutes is your deeper pressure zone. 20 minutes is excellent for blood sugar, habit, digestion, mood, and breaking the spell of sitting. 40 minutes adds more total work, more energy demand, and often a stronger push toward long-term fat loss. Neither one is magic. Both can be powerful. The danger is thinking the clock matters more than the pattern. If you are starting from nothing, 20 minutes can be a revolution. If you already walk often and want more change, 40 minutes can become the lever. If you only have 20, do not treat it like failure. That is the kind of thinking that keeps people on the couch waiting for the perfect routine while their body quietly stiffens into a museum exhibit. Move anyway. Use the time you have, then build. Because walking is not just about burning calories, it's about teaching your body a new expectation. Blood sugar does not have to spike and stay there. Energy does not have to stagnate. Stress does not have to sit in your chest all evening. Fat loss does not have to begin with punishment. Sometimes it begins with the simplest command your body understands: forward. So the next time you ask whether 20 minutes or 40 minutes is better, ask a sharper question. Which one will I repeat often enough for my body to believe me? Which one leaves me calmer instead of hungrier and resentful? Which one turns movement from an event into part of my identity? 20 minutes can wake the system. 40 minutes can deepen the change. But the real transformation starts when walking stops being something you do to chase fat and becomes something you do because your body was never designed to stay still while life drains it from the inside. If this made you see walking differently, tell me in the comments which one feels realistic for you right now. 20 minutes, 40 minutes, or starting with anything at all. And if you want the next breakdown, stay with this channel because the body is always speaking. Most people just never learned how to listen.